Welcome to Taiwan News. I'm Việt Cường. Today's headlines. U.S. Senate on China's 981 oil rig issues mentioned in Shangri-La Forum. Leaders of Ministry of Construction work with Taiwan city leaders. Gift giving on the occasion of International Children's Day, June 1st. Now's the updates in the East Sea, where China had illegally placed its oil rig Haiyang 981. Early morning of May 28th, China's Coast Guard vessels used water guns to shoot at Vietnam's Marine Police vessel 630, injuring 3 officers. After their recovery, the officers wished to continue their duties. On the same day, China mobilized numerous vessels to prevent Vietnam's vessels from approaching the newly moved site of the oil rig. 11 nautical miles away from the oil rig, a Vietnam Marine Police vessel 8003 was found in the seizure of China's vessels, including Coast Guard vessel 46102 and 31, as well as 22 other petrol vessels. The 2 Coast Guard vessels used water gun to attack Vietnam's ship. However, by professional tactics, the Marine officers on them successfully managed to escape the raid. Also on that day, China deployed 62 different types of vessels, including 2 missile ships, to protect the area where the oil rig is located. From about 10 nautical miles, China's vessels wander around the site and purposely attacked any Vietnamese vessels that attempted to approach the oil rig. An increasing number of countries around the world have been criticizing China for sinking one of the fishing boats of Vietnamese fishermen named DNA 90152 in the waters of Vietnam at 16 p.m. 26th of June. In a press conference in Washington, Jen Psaki, spokesman of U.S. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, expressed his deep concern over the East Sea tensions resulting the oil rig of China and warned that the U.S. would take appropriate actions. Japan has also voiced its opposition to the provocative actions of China. The fact that China's vessels seized, attacked and sank Vietnam's ships has caused an alarming caution and has had a negative impact on the issue. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Shinzo Abe, Japanese Prime Minister, reaffirmed that the country will continue to aid Vietnam Marine forces. He also emphasized Japan will never overlook the illegal actions from China. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Nguyên had a meeting with Senator Benjamin Cotton, President of East Asian and Pacific Affairs Division of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, the United States. Speaking at the conference, the Prime Minister expressed his sincere thanks to the U.S. for voicing their opposition to China's illegal placement of its oil rig in the exclusive economic waters of Vietnam. In response, Senator Benjamin Cotton expressed his concern over the issue and considered this a serious violation of the international law and the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea in 1982 regarding the marine security and peace in the East Sea. The senator promised to bring up the issues regarding China's illegal placement of the oil rig in the East Sea in the Shangri-La Forum in Singapore after his visit to Vietnam. Last May 27th, the delegation of Ministry of Construction had a meeting with Taiwan city leaders. Mr. Dương Ngọc Long, chairman of Taiwan Provincial People's Committee, welcomed the delegation. The representatives of Taiwan provincial departments, agencies, and Taiwan City attended the meeting. At the meeting, the leaders of Taiwan Province and Taiwan City recounted the situation of the socio-economic development of the province for the first quarter of 2014, the clearance progress in the industrial zones, the investment capital attraction, the implementation of the adjustment plan for general construction planning in Taiwan City to 2035, the implementation of the state management in developing and upgrading urban areas, and implementing the construction adjustment tasks, which the Ministry of Construction required to evaluate. As the meeting went on, Taiwan provincial and city leaders proposed the Ministry of Construction be concerned to eradicate obstacles to gain the approval from the Architecture Regulatory Board, the urban functions, the waste disposal and flooding problems in Taiwan City. Speaking at the meeting, the Deputy Minister of Construction requested that Taiwan Province focus on the planning and management of urban construction, review and adjust the general construction planning of Taiwan City to meet the new requirements to deserve a Grade 1 provincial city. They also reiterated that the province concentrate on the urban infrastructure issues such as sewage treatment and garbage management. In return, the leaders of Thái province and Thái city expected the ministry to continue considering making some policies and regulations easier for the local authorities to make necessary moves in the shortest possible time. On the occasion of the International Children's Day, June 1st, last May 27th, the delegation led by Ms. Ma Thị Nguyệt, Vice Chairperson of Thái Provincial People's Committee, visited and offered gifts to children in some kindergartens in Phổ Yên district.
At the kindergarten in Ban Tin, the vice chairwoman showed her high appreciation to the teachers and children for their achievements. Located at the center of Phổ Yên district, in the school year 2013-2014, Ban Tin kindergarten had a total of 250 pupils divided into 9 classes. Due to the great efforts of teachers and pupils alike, the kindergarten was recognized to have satisfied the national standards at level 1. On behalf of the delegation, the vice chairwoman offered gifts to 8 hard-up children. She hoped that the children would be always docile, studious, and obedient. In order to increase the quality of kindergarten education, she required the kindergarten itself, functional branches, and local authorities to continuously invest in learning materials, facilities, and equipment to create the most favorable conditions for the pupils. On the same day, the delegation visited and gave presents to children in Ban Tin Tieng Anh kindergarten, Phổ Yên district.
On May 27th, Thái Provincial Youth Union, in collaboration with Thái Provincial Traffic Safety Board and Thái Provincial Police Team, organized the Festive Day, the Youth on Traffic Culture 2014. The representatives of the involved agencies and branches and countless pupils and students in the province attended the event.
One of the most interesting activities of the festive day is the procession of 50 motorcycles and 50 electric bicycles rode by students. With flags and slogans propagandizing traffic safety, the procession passed through the main streets of Thái Nguyên city, such as Hoàng Văn Thụ, Lương Ngọc Quyến, which created a stir among Thái Nguyên residents. The Festive Day of the Youth on Traffic Control 2014 is hoped to propagandize and educate the people about the laws on road traffic and related guiding documents, and eventually raise the awareness and responsibilities of each person in following traffic laws. Also on this occasion, Thái Provincial Youth Union awarded 11 certificates of satisfactory progress to youth teams who contributed to the activity of propagandizing traffic safety in recent times.
Recently, the weather has continually shown changes which may cause disasters and unpredictable conditions in the upcoming rainy season. In order to face this situation, Thái province has actively implemented the preparation work to respond to flood when it happens by promoting proper prevention and mitigation of flood during storm attacks.
Currently, the province has developed a detailed plan that focuses on the key locations where flooding may occur. It gives priority on holding training to awaken advocacy among the people, prepare evacuation plans when the rain and storms occur. At the same time, immediately implement the 4-in-place plan on materials, facilities funding, and logistics, and 3 ready plans on active prevention, immediate response to rescue and recover the inundation caused by the heavy rain. Although the works on flood prevention are carried out actively, there are still some problems that continue to persist. In particular, the small search and rescue forces are quite limited. The means of rescue like boats, speedboats, divers have not been properly invested. But flood prevention work is not only the responsibility of the authorities, it is also the responsibility of each and everyone to protect life and property. Therefore, the local government and the local people should uphold the spirit of collaboration, remain vigilant to protect and be united to perform this work.
And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.